Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Refactoring Bitcoin. In the previous video, we have experimented with parsing the human readable output of a test driver that is built using the Google testing framework. Okay, we successfully parsed the tests and we added the tests. But this approach only works if if the test driver already has been built, which is not the case on the initial build, of course. So therefore, we said this code works, but the CMake list.txt file is simply the wrong place for it. And I said to know what the right place is, we have to understand how CTest actually works and how CMake communicates with CTest. Okay, so we take a step back. We know that the entry point for CMake as a build system generator is the CMake list.txt file. Okay, so now we look into the build directory. And here we see a file called CTestTestfile.cmake. And this file is the entry point for CTest. So whenever we invoke CTest without any arguments, then a CTest searches for this CTest test file and it executes it. So what I want to show now is if I delete this file, okay, I delete this one and I also comment out most of the source code here. And in fact, so I will enable, no, this is something that we want to keep, but this code here below, of course, it doesn't work anyway in this place. So we comment it out. And in the top level CMake list.txt file, I also comment out this enable testing command. And now if I create, so if I go open a terminal, go to the builds directory and execute CMake, you see here build is successful, but the file, this CTest test file is not there. Only if I use this enable testing command and I rerun CMake, then this file is created. So the side effect so what this command enable testing actually does, it enables the generation of the CTest test file, which will be used as the entry point of CTest. So now we want to look inside the file. This file, this CTest tests file in the top level build directory just contains a call to subdirs. And this corresponds in our top level CMake list.txt file with this add subdirectory call. Okay, here we call add subdirectory tests. So we're using a adding this tests directory as a subdirectory, and in the CTest test file, it also adds it as a subdirectory, but it uses the old command, right? This was the command that CMake also previously had in the CMake list.txt files. Okay, so now we we open the build directory for the tests, and we also see a CTest test file here, and we look inside and we see that it's empty. So now we want to look into the CMake list.txt file for the tests, and let's enable this code here. This add executable, this creates the executable, links the libraries, and then adds the test. Okay, so we rerun CMake, and now we want to see what changed in this file. It also added an add test command invocation, and this corresponds exactly with the add test command that we have here in the CMake list.txt file. And here we use this syntax where we have this name and command arguments. And the CTest just uses the simple syntax without those keywords. The first argument is just the name of the test, and the remaining arguments are the command line. And we see here that what CMake generated is just since we pass here the name of the target, what CMake did here is replace the target with the actual output file of that target. So we can summarize that the enable testing command has the effect that this file here is generated. And the add test command in CMake, all that does is write another add test command to the CTest test file. So if we enable this code here and then rerun CMake and look again at the CTest test file, now we have two add test commands. Okay, so and the CTest test file obviously is a file written in the CMake language, and therefore we can execute arbitrary CMake commands in here. So let's go back to our CMake list.txt file, actually the one from the test directory, and we use the codes that we commented out here, and we want just to put it into the CTest test file. Just put it here. And here, obviously, we want to use the absolute path for the test driver. So we copy that here. And replace that. And same thing also here. And in CMake, the add test command does not use those keywords, so we have to remove them like this. And now let's see whether that works if we now execute CTest. Let's see, we have, of course, the tests are successfully found, but so it seems like the information is there in the CTest test file, but the executables are not there because we have to build them. Let's try to build them and now rerun CTest. And now we see that we have a couple of past tests. So those are the tests that we, if you go back to the file, the CTest test file, let's comment it out. Let's comment out this code here. So those are the tests that CMake generated. We don't want them, delete them. And so we just have our custom code here, our custom logic where we execute the process to parse the tests and then invoke add test for each match. Let's try that again. And we see, no, what happened? I saved the file and now rerun. And again, exactly, we have just the tests that we parsed from the output. So this seems to work, right? If we have a way to put logic like this into a CTest test file, we can actually get and produce the actual tests that we want to execute at test time. So what we need is a way to add code like this to the CTest test file. And of course, we want to do that from the CMake list.txt file. We want to have a way to add code to our CMake list.txt file that produces code like this in the CTest tests file. So this is the feature called test discovery. And in the next video, I will show how CMake provides a built-in way for the Google testing framework. And then in separate videos, we will see how to generalize that. So thanks for watching and goodbye.